Yeah, they are. Hello reformers, and welcome back to a world of ice and fire. Now you meet me when I have just begun a siege against their main home. And well, this is hopefully going to be one of those times where we will have a pretty decent time of things, but obviously I do not know. I don't know how it's going to go. Anytime, you know, I'm as much in the dark as you are. So we are going to be just trying our very best here to see how it goes. Now, yeah, okay, this is a little bit better. They're offering 7,300, but you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm actually going to decline this because right now, I don't know whether you know what's happening, but right now, it appears as though they don't have any vassals. That's basically how it is. They do not have any vassals, and I am extremely surprised by this. Yeah, we're losing some more people here. That is to be expected upon placing the mantlets. And we are also... there we go. Checkpoints are finished. Fantastic. Let's do that. There we go. All right, so what we're going to do once again is basically we're just going to wait for some time. We're going to see if we can reduce the amount of food. And there's some morale for us. Very, very nice right there. But yes, we're going to try to reduce the food as much as possible, the morale in the enemy camp, and then as a result, we might be able to, you know, actually take this. Look at this, 13 days already. 13 days, that's pretty good. Let's see what else is going on here. Is there anything else that I can actually do here? No, it doesn't seem like it. Try to sneak inside. No, let's not try to do that again. We've tried to do that before, and it's not really worked out too well. Let's just say that. Anyway, let's have a look and see how this goes over time. But you can see clearly that there are not that many people attempting to attack us. And I'm very surprised by this, to be honest. I really thought that they would be on us like no one's business as soon as we attempted to take this. There we go. The enemy is trying to break our defenses and our men are trying to contain them. Our casualties are these. We lost 12. That's all right. Okay, yeah, they lost a little bit as well, but not as many. Send some men while I take others to force them to withdraw. Send all the men to protect that part of the... send some men while I take others. Yeah, was that successful? We have managed to repel the enemy who returned to the protection of the walls. Okay, yes, I'm a bit worried about that. I suppose it is because there are just so many units in the enemy's camp, basically, that it is making things a little more difficult than taking a castle. But I thought, hey, you know what? It's just kind of, Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, that... You know what? Thematically, we're gonna do this. We have accumulated the heads of enemies and dead peasants. Do you want to launch them over the walls to undermine the morale of the enemy and cause disease? What? You're a crazy maniac. Don't do that. Just literally because it's worded like this, I'm gonna do the other option. We're losing reputation, but that doesn't matter. We're still 27. That still means that we are generally liked by most people, so... I'm fine with that. The heads are launched into the settlement. From the outside, you hear the cries and tears of the citizens when they recognize a loved one. War is merciless, and you've proven you're the most terrible of foes. Oh, now it's not so funny. Oh, that's kind of sad, because I just felt like the wording. What? You're a crazy maniac. I mean, come on, how can you... Oh, well, my bad. Well, this will help them give up or die, I guess. We gained 2 renown. Oh. We gained 2 renown from that, but we did lose some morale from it, but I guess that's how it is. Yeah, okay, so this is the big guy. They're offering the big guy 25,000 for the leader of Volantis. And once again, I'm actually going to be rejecting this offer. I'm going to be so incredibly, well, Dragon's Den, shall we say. No deal. Or what do they say again? I'm out. Yes, they say I'm out, don't they? Anyway. Point is, yeah, there's no way that I'm going to be accepting 25,000 to have some guy with about 500 units come up on me and be like, hey, what's up? I'm going to punch you in the face, because that's what he's going to do, you know? He's going to absolutely go crazy to try and kill us. So it would be a better idea to keep him locked up a little bit longer. Now, I'm actually going to see whether they are going to surrender here. We would never surrender to the likes of you. Well, that is to be expected. I mean, really, that is to be expected. So I'm just going to continue waiting until tomorrow. I don't know whether this is really going to make much difference because the food situation does not seem to be reducing, and we are losing a couple of people to the enemy attempting to break our defenses, which is not very good. Now, here's the thing. You know what I could do? It's going to be a pretty cool suggestion in my opinion, but you know what we could do? We could go all the way over to my treasury. I could bring out another 80,000 or so in cash, and I could just go straight to Qohor. I could get another 50 unsullied and be topped up, and that might be a good idea. Anyway, I'm gonna actually send all the men to protect that part of the circumvallation? I don't know. Let's do that. Okay, that actually did not. Yeah, that was not as good as I had hoped, to be honest. I actually thought that we were gonna look at how many we are losing. So many. Oh, there is actually a Volantis vassal still around, which is a bit weird. Okay, I'm just gonna call for one last meeting here. No, they're not going to be doing that. Okay, so we're gonna abandon the siege for now. Oh, look at that. We actually did kill about 100. About 100 of their units, which is pretty decent. So I don't think that's too bad. There is a siege currently going on here. He has 213. How many do we have? 205. He's actually traveling to Volantis. Interesting. And there's Val, by the way. We made her a vassal in the previous episode. Very nice indeed. Okay, so considering I have only 217 in my army now, and we lost so many Unsullied, I feel like we were losing many more Unsullied than was actually displayed. Is that just me? I think it is actually a bit weird that we lost so many, but oh well, never mind. I guess we'll just go with that then. And yeah, okay. So I'm actually going to go over to Qohor. This is below average morale, by the way, so it would probably make sense for me to leave Volantis for now, and we will be attempting to take a different fief, I suppose. I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest, because it would have been amazing to deal such a decisive blow against them when all of their, or shall we say, when most of their vassals are locked up. But it seems like that will not be the case this time. Alright, so instead of sending a spy to go into the walls, or at the very least attempting to find a spy, I have sent a group of men instead. So a good way to hasten the fall of the fort is to infiltrate it with a group of men to damage the defenses, food stores, water supplies, or loyalty of the defenders. It is a difficult and risky maneuver, almost suicidal. Those who send in have low chances of returning, but if successful, they could cause great damage to the enemy. They need 600 stacks, is that it? That's very cheap. What type of sabotage would you like them to cause? Well... burn the fort's food, I assume. Your men could burn their... Okay, wait, yes, let's do it. Was that it? Was that it? That was very easy. Okay, I actually just started this particular siege. They have 9 days remaining. I'm actually unsure how much they had previously, but well, I guess we will see how it goes. And we probably want to build some mantlets here. Building mantlets is something I don't really like to do because it's gonna lose me more units, and losing more units is never a good thing. Well, it seems like the castle's food stores are not going down any further, and we could place the mantlets right now to attempt a, well, an assault basically, but I'm actually going to call for a meeting. Wow. They are already ready to surrender. That is kind of amazing. Okay, well, yeah, you're not going to come under attack then. That is insane. I had no idea that they were so... well, agreeable, I guess you could say. Anyway, I'm actually going to be giving this to Lady Val, because if she gains an army that is about 200 strong, we will be in an amazing situation. So I'm actually going to give that to her. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. Very good. Okay, great. So we took that. That was easy. That was much easier than attempting to take Volantis, let me just say. That's crazy. Okay, so we are actually suffering an attack by a Dothraki now. He has 50. Is he serious? Okay, I guess I'm gonna go and say hi. I'm gonna introduce myself. I don't know whether that's really going to work though, because Elias is not very good at introductions, let's face it. See? That's what happens, Elias. Why did you scare him off? Why did you scare him off, you fool? Well, never mind. And Elias is just looking at me like he's staring daggers at me right now. He's just like, oh, what? How dare you say such a thing? I'm a perfectly good host. And yeah, I'd agree. He's probably much better than I am, that's for sure. Anyway, let's see what we're able to do here. He's moving at 5 point... Wow, he's moving so much faster. There's no way. There's really no way I'd be able to attack this guy. Not in a million years. I mean, should we try? Should we try and chase him a little bit? It's not gonna work. I have a feeling. Well, speaking of making Val into an actual adequate vassal, it has happened. It's happened a lot sooner than I anticipated. Look at this. She has 194, and she's actually using Valentine units. You can see that right here. She's using a couple of elite archers, regular archers, and some horsemen, and so on and so forth. She's running with 194 right now, which is pretty amazing. Okay, so what I was actually attempting to do was make my way all the way around to this keep over here, because I thought, you know, taking all their castles might actually make the most sense, at least for the moment. And then we'll see what we can do about the towns, because they have about 3 towns, and each of them have about, what, 400, 500 units in there? So it is kind of, yeah, you can see that right there. They also have 1 extra vassal in the garrison. That's a bit worrying, but I think we've actually taken most of their vassals prisoner, which is the exact reason why there's I think there's a bit of a problem with the Valentines right now. I'm actually going to wait here for some time, real quick, because I want to get my forces a little bit of rest before we head into this next siege. Alright, so once again we're going to be infiltrating the fort with some men, and I'm actually unsure what to do. Subvert the defenders? What's this do? Your men could spread rumors, leave the dead bodies of some locals at night in the square, and sow dissension among the defenders. This could also bring some men from their garrison to us. That actually makes sense, but kill the cattle they have here in the nearby villages. That would drastically reduce their food reserves. Devastation. Population and the garrison sick. That might make more sense. Let's try and do that. I don't know whether there's actually any difference in between these particular options. I don't know whether they actually make, you know, any changes to what actually happens. But they only have 9 days. I'm pretty sure they don't have that many units here. I actually did not even check, which is probably a bad thing. But I think I am becoming a little bit too overconfident, which is a big problem. So we'll see. Send some men while I take others to withdraw, or do not worry, our walls are strong. Maybe I should do that because I don't really want to lose more units, so I'm gonna... Oh. Well, now I know not to do that. That's fine. I don't really mind. I don't really mind, you know, learning. It's a learning experience because it's been a long time since I've ever, since I've actually done these before. Oh, it seems like they actually gained a little bit of food as a result of that, which is a big problem. Oh, you need to have more than 250 to build checkpoints. Ah, yes, the trials and tribulations. Right? The trials and tribulations for this. Okay, so I guess what I'm going to do is wait 1 more day, and then we're going to be asking the castle commander... Oh, he's welcome. That's not good. That was not a good idea. Okay, yes, the cold of winter, by the way, is also afflicting us in a rather bad way, and we're going to be rejecting that ransom offer once again. Alright, so now I'm going to be asking the castle commander, and yes, he is willing to do that. There we go. Alright, so if only they had more prisoners, this would be... so much better, really, so much better. Oh yeah, I should also mention, I did actually go to Qohor, and I took out a bunch of money from my treasury, and I recruited some more Unsullied. I don't know how good that actually is, probably not the best idea and the best use of my money, but it's basically the only thing that I thought of just to get us a little bit further in our, well, just shall we say, attempt to destroy Volantis, and personally I don't really want to have more castles under my control right now, because what I'd like to do is keep the towns for myself, and so I'm going to continue to give Lady Val the castles for the moment, and then what we'll do is we will get a campaign going. Oh yeah. Okay, so there you go. Look at that. We've taken 3 castles already, literally just through the surrender mechanic, which is kind of insane in my opinion. And what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to scout out. I'm going to try and take one of these. I'm not going to take Volantis. I'm not going to take the one where the vassal actually is stationed. We're going to try and see how many units they have in each of these garrisons and then go forward from there. 465. They have 200 slave warriors. Morale is low. That's not very good. Need to wait for some time perhaps. This might be the way to go. Alright, so we're probably going to do something like that. But what I'm going to do first, send a message to the vassals of the realm. There's only one of them. And we will be waiting here for some time. Oh, what do we have here? Oh yes, we have an offer that almost breaks the bank. Yeah, 62,000 stags for, yes, the fellow that we spread rumors about. Isn't that fantastic? Yes. Now, here's the thing. I'm actually not going to accept this. I feel like his worth on the battlefield outweighs any amount of money, and I'm talking about maybe. Okay, so here's the thing: maybe 100,000. I'd be happy to take 100,000. I think that would be a pretty decent amount of money, because I'd be able to immediately go and get some more Unsullied, and I could use those Unsullied to beat him again, and maybe take him prisoner once again. But 62,000, even though it's a fantastic offer, still not going to be doing it. Still not going to be doing it. I'm going to try my hardest to keep these guys as far away from me as possible. Now that we've rested for a little bit, and I'm hopeful that Lady Val will actually be coming over to assist me. 17 more days. That's a bit... I'm not a big fan of that, actually. Okay, you know what? We're going to change target. I was not a big fan of 17 days. I feel like 17 days is just a little bit too much in terms of food stock. 14 days. Okay, I can maybe work with that. Let's see. Let's see how we do. Okay, so I can't build any checkpoints. That is a big problem. You know what? I'm actually going to go back to my castle real quick. Alright, so we are now back at the town, and, well, unfortunately, Lady Val has not appeared to assist me. I'm not entirely sure where she is, but hopefully she's doing something worthwhile instead of helping her well, I don't want to say king, really, because we're not really a king, because we don't really own a town or anything like that. I guess we are, because we do own our own faction, technically, but, well... Whatever the case, during the night, your men captured and executed a group of enemies who tried to infiltrate and burn supplies. Enemy casualties? There you go. Very nice indeed. Reward each with a warrior bracelet. Yes, reward each with a warrior bracelet. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I was actually trying to make sure that that was the best possible option. Allow them to escape. Your party loses 5 morale. I don't really like that. I think I should have probably selected the different one. It seems like one of the Dothraki is attempting to besiege something now. Hopefully Val will go over there. Oh, look at that. They're attempting to give us 51,000 now. Not entirely sure why they think that going lower is going to make a difference, but oh well, that's up to them. Alright, so let's go and place the mantlets. We're going to lose even more units, but to be expected. Alright, so everything else is done. I decided to poison their water once again. Don't know how effective it was. Let's have a look. Nope, they're not going to do that. They only have 400. Where is Val? Where is she? This is currently being taken. Let's see if I can get back there in time. Alright, so we made it just in time. There was only about 30 units remaining, and as you can see, we're up against 754. Let us join the battle and see what we can do. Now, it has actually just occurred to me that us... Oh, yeah, I remember this layout. I am not a big fan of this layout whatsoever. I feel like this layout is really, really harsh for the defenders, especially considering we are not going to get the assistance of fire arrows as far as I'm aware. So that's obviously a big problem. Anyway, point is, oh dear, yes, it's come to my attention that basically what we should be doing instead of utilizing our Unsullied in these non-active sieges, we should be placing them in our garrison. And we should literally just take wildling units. That's it. We should literally just take wildling units and any other units that we can, just to have as many units as possible available for what we're doing. Because from what I can see, it basically doesn't matter which units you have in these quote-unquote passive sieges, and instead it would be much more likely for us to actually get a good result if we do it a little bit differently by just utilizing units that we don't really mind losing so much, because we are losing units by the barrel load here, and they are good ones. They are very, very expensive ones as well, so me utilizing the Unsullied in this way is a big waste. And that's exactly something that I am going to try and rectify as we go forward. So if I can do that, then that's going to be good. I'm sure there's going to be a number of comments about that actually already anyway, but I just thought I'd let you know that that's probably what I'm going to try and do going forward, because even... that's the problem, you see. Getting attacked by an enemy vassal with wildling units is probably not going to work out too well. We're probably going to get murdered in all kinds of ways if we only have wildling units in our army. But in that case, I can basically just retreat, because what I can do is I can just leave a couple of men or whatever, and I can use those guys to distract the opponent, and then we can, you know, go on from there. But it feels to me like using Unsullied in this way is a huge waste. So just wanted to let you know that I think that is probably the case. I think I have been making a slight strategical error in that regard, but obviously I was expecting to be attacked more and more and more by any Volantis vassals, but it appears the last Volantis vassal that we have to deal with is being kind of lazy. He's being kind of lazy, so we don't really need to worry about him too much. I'm actually going to tell everyone to hold position here. And I'm actually going to tell my archers to hold fire, because what I want to do... Can I... I can't do advanced formations here. Can't do shield wall or anything like that, but that is to be expected, of course. But yeah, I want to get my people a little bit closer to the bottleneck here, so that the enemy kind of has to run in and get killed, hopefully. Oh yeah, me taking damage. That's really great. Yeah, these guys are also using my weapon, by the way. They're using the Arak, which I extremely love. I love the weapon that I'm using right now. It's a fantastic weapon, in my opinion. It's got not as much reach as you might like, but its speed is so good. And in general, it's just great. I feel like I think it has a bonus against shields as well. So it is going to be destroying those shields extremely quickly. You know what? Let's tell my spearmen to hold position over here. Let's tell everyone to hold position over here, actually, because I want to try and cut them off from basically just entering the keep at any time they want. Because entering the keep is certainly not something we want them to do. No, obviously not. So I'm super thankful, by the way, that I'm not actually bleeding right now. I have not disabled blood loss or anything like that. It is still a thing. It is still, you know, enabled. And I'm kind of surprised that I'm not suffering from it right now, because I did take quite a bit of damage, but obviously nothing too bad. I guess I just took a couple of small hits, and they weren't really grievous enough to warrant a blood loss effect, I suppose. Anyway, seems like we're actually doing a pretty... Wow, we are doing an amazing job right now. I guess the Dothraki are really not very good in sieges. I mean, you can kind of see that because they don't have their mounts or anything like that. I can imagine on the fields of battle that they would be monsters. They would be monstrously strong. But as it is right now, no way. I feel a bit sorry for them, actually, because they are just so lightly armored. I mean, I'm doing basically an average of, what, 90 damage against basically every single unit I hit? Actually, It really depends. If I hit them on their torso, then I'll do about 50. But if I hit them on their head, then I'll do 100. So I guess it's kind of variable. But the point is these guys are so lightly armored, I feel sorry for them, to be honest. I'm stumbling all over the place, though. I am stumbling all over the place. That is to be expected. If you've seen my Clash of Kings series, you'll know exactly why stumbling is a huge deal. Every time we stumble, good luck is upon us. Kind of. A little bit, maybe. Anyway, I think this is actually it. I think that's a victory? Is it? No. They're sending more in. They're sending more in. 115 more. That is pretty crazy for them to send in so many. Okay, well, whatever the case, it's their decision to do so. I'm going to be just placing some units around the side here just to make sure that we get a complete kind of seal around the entrance here. And I'm getting... oh, it seems like my people are not really having a very good time with things. I'm actually thinking, hey, you know what we should do? Maybe we should just run out there. Should we just run out there and see what we can... There's a round shield embedded in the wall here. Whoever was strong enough to... Who's strong enough to embed a round shield in... What is it, stone? I guess it's made of stone. But yeah, who's strong enough to do that? I guess one of our giants, perhaps. Maybe he threw it like a frisbee, you know? He was just like, yes, frisbee, we must throw, and so on. But yeah, that is... Woon throw frisbee. And so on. Yes, that's very good. Kind of amazing. Okay, so yeah, I'm actually wondering whether we should just charge in, because in comparison to the wildling units, I'm actually thinking that these guys are even worse armored. Never thought it was possible. There's 94? Where are they? Ah. Yes, I see. Right. Okay, so this is the reason, by the way, that assaults, particularly in these kinds of layouts, do not work for me. Because my units will get stuck in that formation down there. I don't know whether you noticed when I, stuck my head around there. Do you see this? Yeah, they're all stuck there. They can't move, they can't do anything about it, and that's basically it. So that's the reason why assaults usually tend to fail, because they just allow like one or two units to basically walk in, and as the fire arrows are dealing massive amounts of damage over time, it really doesn't do us any favors. Especially to be stuck in this kind of area. But anyway, yeah, the Dothraki are obviously using a little bit of their bow skill right now. And now that we're close, I'm actually going to just tell my units just to charge straight on in and just clean up the rest here as much as we can. New enemies have arrived, but I don't really mind that. Do I mind it? Oh, what? Was that a fire arrow? Did you see that? Wait a minute. Are we taking fire arrow damage right now? Why are we taking fire arrow damage? We are the defenders. We shouldn't be taking fire arrow damage. Surely. Well, whatever the case, one more fire arrow and I'm dead. So we do need to be a bit cautious of that. And it seems like the Dothraki are not even that bad in melee. So I think what I'm actually going to do... Yeah, look at this. There are fire plumes on the ground. They can't be using fire arrows against us because we are not the attackers. Surely that is how it works. Maybe I'm incorrect about that. Maybe it... I don't know. Maybe the attackers and the defenders are also afflicted by fire arrows. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. But oh well, never mind. I did go out there and sort of clear things up a little bit, so they were less stuck, I guess. But yeah, that's obviously not something you want to be doing most of the time, because as you can see, we did actually take a huge amount of casualties as a result. But if we can make it a little bit easier for the AI to get inside, then I guess that is a worthwhile thing to do. I guess I could retreat, or we could call for some kind of truce, perhaps. Maybe the Dothraki would decide to... I mean, look at this. Dongo is over there. Yes, he got himself killed. Well, to be expected. But if we had fire arrows, on my side right now, all of those guys outside would be dead. But unfortunately, the player does not seem to have fire arrows available as an option. So I guess I'm going to be retreating. We lose 2 morale. Hopefully we don't lose any renown, because I'm not actually retreating here. It's just a formality because the enemy is far outside the walls. Anyway, we lost 17 in total. And the enemy, well, we lost a little bit more thanks to our allies, of course. And, wow, we actually eliminated 416. That's pretty crazy. 101 kills. 101 kills for Elias right there. And let's see what the enemy decides to do. They are continuing. They are continuing this. Okay, well, there's only 339 remaining. I guess we'll just join the battle and see what happens. But I do not foresee them doing a very good job here. I feel like they are going to quite easily fall before us. But it is a pretty epic defense nevertheless, because we are defending against such an overwhelming force of Dothraki. But if these guys had any semblance of armor, and I'm talking about, I don't know, just a little bit of chainmail, or a little bit of leather armor, chainmail armor, something like that, just something light, you know. I mean, chainmail's not very light, but you know what I mean. Something that's not going to give them too much protection, but something that gives them a little bit of protection. If they had some armor, I think they would be extremely difficult to take out. And obviously shields, but they don't use shields, so that is to be expected. Anyway, let's tell my archers to just hold fire. I feel like they're going to be a little bit more effective this way, and I will be prepared to receive the enemy. Now let's see, there's 126 on the battlefield. By the way, there is a strategy camera, which is actually pretty amazing. So you can actually see, look at that, that's pretty cool. Can't really do much with it, unfortunately. I'm not very good at using it, really, so it's just kind of cool to get a big overview of the battlefield, though, so it's kind of nice, I suppose. And if you're able to use it effectively, of course, then that's pretty good. But it seems like this is definitely a foregone conclusion here. I'm going to try and just not take as much damage, and we'll see. You know, I know this is maybe going to be seen as maybe sacrilege, is it? Not entirely sure. But anyway, point is, doesn't their blue handprints, you know, on their bodies, like the paint, the war paint that they're using, doesn't that remind you of Uruks and orcs from Lord of the Rings? Maybe that's just me, because I obviously was playing The Last Days. And had an Uruk character, and yeah, they put, you know, the white hand of Saruman on their armor and all that stuff. So yeah, it's kind of similar in that respect, I guess. But yeah, anyway, hopefully it didn't offend anyone to mention that. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, we are pretty good, actually. I don't think, are the enemies stuck outside again? They might be. Yeah, they are. They are. A small contingent of them are stuck outside, but nothing too bad. But yeah, this is a very, very big blow for the Dothraki here, and this kind of makes me think that maybe we could take their fief pretty easily, but if they have fire arrows, which they might very well do, then I'm kind of wanting to stay away from it as much as possible, because having fire arrows basically makes me not want to do siege assaults at all, because those fire arrows are just ludicrous in my opinion. They are really, really good. I could have made a rapper joke there, actually, so let's just rewind there for a second. Yeah, those fire arrows are just ludicrous. Or Ice Cube, or Ice-T, or Jay-Z, or yeah, did you get it? Yeah. Oh well, never mind. Point is, they are very strong, and it is a bit daunting to me to attack a fief that has those things enabled, because you saw when I went outside, the fire arrows just started doing damage to me, and unfortunately they're not actually doing damage to the opponent, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. But anyway, guess we're going to just continue killing a couple of more Dothraki units, and then we'll see if they decide to well, finally retreat. Alright, so eventually every single enemy started to get stuck once again, and so I decided, hey, you know what? We're just going to retreat, and we're going to see what the enemy has for us remaining, and it seems like they do still have quite a lot, but I would assume they are... What? They're still gonna... Wow. Okay, I'm actually really surprised right here. I was not anticipating them coming back in, but... Alright, 236 against 170, but let's hope they... Wait a minute. Oh wow, thought my mouse bugged out there for a second, but no, it's all good, and we're going to be receiving 117 enemies. If they do get stuck once again outside after we have killed the initial charge, I will be charging outside the walls and eliminating them, but obviously we do have to then deal with the fire arrows. Alright, I've just given the charge order and it is about to eliminate the last remaining Dothraki, hopefully, and hopefully I'm not going to get shot to pieces by all of their arrows because they are, well equipped with a huge amount of them, so we do want to be a bit careful of that and hopefully not sustain any injuries or wounds, but obviously we already have a person that can see to those if we have any problems. I did just level to 26, very nice indeed. It seems like the leveling is really very slow now, and it is just going to get slower as time goes on. So yeah, maybe we'll get more experience when we get over to Westeros, if we actually are able to reach there at some point. It seems like the Volantines are causing us a pretty big headache at the moment, but yeah, there are only 2 enemies remaining and they seem to just be standing there. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing, but I guess they're, I don't know, taking stock in their lives, who knows. And there it is, the last enemy falls and we have 170 eliminated. I killed 51 of those, not too bad, and maybe, just maybe, we will get to take these guys prisoner, which will be a very good thing to do indeed. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to take this guy prisoner. Oh, we actually get to take him prisoner too. I'm extremely surprised. I thought, oh wow, there's a third one? I didn't even know. Didn't even know there was a third one, but there you go. Okay, so we were able to take all 3 of them prisoner, which is very surprising indeed to me. I really did not know that that was going to be a thing, but okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I have no idea what is good here to take, so I'm just going to be taking whatever I can, and we will now bury the dead and do all that wonderful stuff. There's an Arak right there. Unfortunately, it is not as good as the one I'm using because obviously I upgraded mine to Masterwork. That does not even cost that much, by the way. It is pretty cheap to upgrade it to Masterwork, but this is a 23. Yeah, I personally feel if you're going to get an Arak, get a long one. It's much better. Alright. There we go. Okay, we didn't actually get attacked either. Look at that. Only 7 remaining. We got there just in time. Pretty crazy. Alright, so we have expanded our territory over the past few episodes, which is pretty good. Otherwise, we still have towns to deal with, and they are kind of a headache. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.